Hello, everyone. Hi, this is DK Gan here. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. Uh, okay, let me see how many of them joining at the moment. Yeah, 32 of you. All right. Okay, we'll just wait probably 2 minutes, then we will start. And if you have any question, you just unmute yourself. Just unmute yourself because I don't know whether I can monitor the chat box or not. Okay, I can see that we have about 37 of you. Um, I think in this case, I will proceed to start. All right. Okay, so on. Yeah, are we recording? Are we recording? Okay. All right. Okay. Um, we will start now. In fact, if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and you can ask the questions while the slide going on. Uh, First of all, I would like to congratulate you or your child or your students for making to the World Final for the Hippo 2025. Um, Last year, we have approximately 44 of them make it to the World Final in RCC, and 33 of them managed to travel to RCC. All right. That includes those who um, make it through the world final through the qualifier round, the regional qualifier round. And at the moment, we have 38 of you make it to the world final, and there will be a few more from Vietnam regional qualifier soon. So I will expect maybe around 40 plus. All right. And again, welcome to the World Final Round Hippo 2025 briefing. All right, I will have a couple of slides here to show you, and I already shared with you earlier the slide. Okay, so okay, now this year we have approximately 91,000 plus. I would say maybe close to 92,000 participants worldwide who joined the preliminary round, and approximately 10,000 of them make it to the national final round. And from the national final round, there will be approximately 250 to 300 of them will make it to the world final round in RCC. And congratulations, you're one of them. Okay. And this year, I also get to know that there are about 70 countries involved. Again, Malaysia has the highest number of participants, close to about 19,000. Okay. Last year we have about 15,000, less than 15,000, but this year we make it to about close to 19,000. thanks to your participation. And the dates, as you're aware earlier, it will be 29th of September to 2nd of October. That means you have to arrive on 29th, okay? And they will have the registration open until probably at night. And on that night itself, they will have a briefing. So I would say that if you can arrive before 8 p.m., that will be fantastic, because that briefing usually start about 9 and 8 o'clock is the dinner. Okay, and you can leave on the 2nd of October anytime. I will give you a little bit of agenda later based on my past experience. And the venue, I just talked to Hippo, they confirmed that it will be same like last year, called Hotel Domos Asia. This is actually not in the old town. If you know Assisi well, this hotel is not in the old town. It is actually about 15 minutes, 10 minutes drive from the old town. But this is a hotel that they have, they have the what I call the Hippo hosted for the World Final last year, and the they will have a hall for the award ceremony, which is about 15 minutes walk from the hotel. Okay, and this hotel is also very close to the train station. I would say that this is probably the mode of transport that you will use when you arrive Assisi. Assisi is a town that can be connected. It are connected by the train through Florence and Rome. So this is the best transport mode that you can consider. And once you reach the train station, in fact, you can walk to the hotel. We will also plan to inform the Malaysia embassy at Rome that we will have a Malaysian contingent coming. Last year, they host a luncheon for us, nasi lemak. The missus of the worker in the Malaysia embassy, they all come together and cook a nice nasi lemak for us on the checkout day, checkout day. And I will inform them again. I cannot guarantee whether they're going to do anything, but we will try to visit the Malaysia embassy and take some photos as a souvenir. That will be around noontime or 2 o'clock kind of thing, because we have to catch the train from Assisi to Rome. I think they have a train approximately, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that it take about 2 hours to reach Rome. Now, for the finalists, Hippo will provide 3 nights accommodation, should be in the Hotel Domos itself, and they will provide breakfast and dinner. And dinner always start at around 8 o'clock. This is Italian time of eating. And now, as I said earlier, they will provide the finalists the accommodation, and they will also provide the company teacher. Meaning to say that if the teacher is coming with the finalists, both will be provided 3 nights accommodation and breakfast and dinner. But the finalists will stay with another finalist. The teacher will stay with another teacher. Now, if your teacher are not coming, we can, I wouldn't say that this is what encouraged, and in fact, this is not supposed to be allowed. In fact, if you can have a parent to pretend to be a teacher. They are not checking whether you are a teacher or parent, but you can say you are a teacher. So if you want to get that accommodation for free, you have to pretend as a teacher of the finalists, and you will stay with another teacher. Maybe they will put you a teacher from another country or whatever, I don't know. This is up to them, because we are not able to request like who we want to stay with unless you can do your swap yourself among the finalists or among the teachers. But you cannot request from Hippo because they are the one that giving you free accommodations, and they won't allow you to have any request who I want to sleep with. And definitely you are not allowed to sleep with your child. Okay. You don't have to come back and request and ask, can I sleep with my child? No. The answer is no. Okay. Now, what not included will be the transportation, means the train ticket, from Rome to Assisi or from Florence to Assisi, and the airfare are not included. Okay, so bear in mind that they only provide accommodation, breakfast, and dinner. Of course, the examination fee is also included. For the finalists, you don't have to pay a single cent. So basically, you don't have to pay to Hippo. Okay, if you join the World Final. All right. Uh, you can see that. I hope you can see my mouse. So this is Assisi. So Assisi is in the middle of Tuscany. So this whole place is called Tuscany, and it's very near to Perugia. Uh, you know, Assisi is a beautiful town. You can Google and you can read up more about Assisi. You can see that the Rome to Assisi is about 2 hours by car or by train. And inside Assisi, okay, so if you go by train, you will reach the Assisi train station. Okay, there is going to be a church here, and you can just walk about 500 meter to the hotel called Domos. If you are planning to go there, and you don't want, maybe you come with your spouse, and you want to stay outside, you can actually find a hotel around this hotel. So it's easier for you to go to the venue or pick up your child or whatever. So you have to do some Google search yourself, look at the map, okay, look at the map, look at the hotels or even Airbnb nearby. Okay, definitely, you can find a lot of Airbnb around here. And the price for the accommodation in Assisi is not expensive. It is much cheaper compared against the main city like Rome. So don't worry about too much about cost of accommodation. Even though this hotel itself, the room, if I'm not mistaken, last year they were charging like 70 euro for two packs. Which is probably about 300 plus, about 300 ringgit. So in Italy, is considered inexpensive because in Rome or the major city like Venice, you probably pay up to about 1,000 ringgit for a room. All right. Now, this is the possible agenda based on my experience. So they have not released the agenda yet. In fact, because the tests are still going on, they have not, then the next one that we are going to have is a regional qualifier round. So this, the complete documentation of the world final will only be released maybe in around July, probably end of July. But of course, at the moment, I can brief you what it could possibly happen. I believe that it wouldn't run too far from here. Okay, so generally you should arrive Assisi for the registration on the 29th of September, as I mentioned earlier, and they will have a briefing. They will have some activity. Last year they have a welcome party kind of thing, or welcome ceremony, etc. activity at around 5, 6 o'clock. They will get like everybody, all the participants to come together, we have some activity, photo sessions, for to welcome everybody. And the actual exam schedule will be on the 30th of September. Okay. You will probably get the schedule maybe a few days before, or on the 29th. Okay. On the 29th, they will give you a schedule. Don't come and request I want to know a schedule earlier. In fact, they are not going to give you earlier. Okay, the schedule will be like, for example, if you are Hippo 1, they will probably say that, okay, your reading comprehension session is at what time, and then another test is what time. So you probably have to go through like 4 5 tests on 30th of September. On probably there are some will spill over to the 1st of October morning. All right, so during when you have free time, they actually have some activity there that they will organize, kind of hold the activity where your child can mingle with uh, uh you know the student from other country. In fact, I would like to emphasize that Hippo is not all about the exam. Okay, exam is only part of parcel of the learning curve. In fact, the most important thing is, if you really travel to Hippo Final, networking, make new friends, connect to each other is the most important thing. It is what people want to see. They always emphasize on networking. Okay, I think they call English without borders. Basically, through the English activity, you have a chance to mingle with or build a network with people, the kids from other country, and then when you come back, you have with friends from Serbia, friends from Romania, friends from other country, then start to build that kind of network. This is what people like to say. Exam is only an excuse for them to for them to come together. So remember that, encourage your child to mix with other kids. Not, I mean, of course, the kids would like to group together from the kids from their own country, but I would even encourage that try to go out, to mix with kids from other country. Okay, that is the whole objective. You come all the way, take 15 hours flight, to Italy, try to mix with kids from other country, even though that's why they put your kids will split with have a share room with kids from other country. Encourage them to accept that, because that is what Hippo like to see. Okay, so there will be an award ceremony on the 1st of October, which is the third day. uh, I sorry, I think I put the wrong time. The award ceremony we usually start with 9:30, because 8 o'clock is their dinner time, or they probably have it earlier, but it will be around 8:30, 9, and then it will end probably in about 11. Okay, so that is always the time for the award ceremony. And of course, the participant, or you can check out on the 2nd of October, then have continue your journey in Italy. All right. So this is generally what will happen in RCC. Okay, I will give you a little bit of what I know the examination format. Of course, you can go to our website to download um, one of the past year paper, because we don't actually have past year paper for the final. Okay. In fact, based according to Hippo, they don't release the final paper, but we actually have one of the year. I can't remember which year. So you can actually take a look, and or you can actually go to Hippo website. Okay, Hippo website. I think they have some sample there as well, so you can understand a little bit how they host the final, and especially also the interview, the speaking part. I think you Google or you go to YouTube. I believe they have some video that show how they conduct the speaking test. Now, they are reading comprehension, reading test, writing test. I think you have gone through the reading, you have gone through writing in the preliminary round and the national final round. It will be quite similar, but of course the difficulty is higher, but it is still not too difficult. Listening test, you can go to our website, the english.edu.my, the past year paper. we have some previous listening tests from I think 2019 to 2022. That is pretty similar of listening tests. You can actually check it out. For speaking, we don't have. That's why I say you can go to the YouTube. You can Google like Hippo speaking test, something like that. I believe there are some videos to show how the speaking test is being conducted. Now, reading, writing, listening, speaking, generally not too difficult for you. To be honest, I think most of you can score pretty high marks. Okay, but the use of English is always some things that Malaysian kids are not so good at. And you will think that yes, I finish everything, okay, but why I half of my answers wrong? Now that is the reason. Use of English is not so straightforward. Some things that you can Google and you know try out whatever use of English papers that you can find and get yourself familiar with use of English. uh in fact, use of English, they will test anything about English. Okay, anything of English, sentence structures, the use of words, grammar, etc., which uh, are quite a difficult part of the English, and majority of students actually do badly when it comes to use of English. If you can score your use of English, means you will have a chance to be the champion. All right. Okay. Before I proceed, any questions? Any questions you want to ask?
Hi, Mr. Gan. This
Uh,
is Mel, Sophia mother. Uh,
mm,
I start with the first one that I am going to pretend to be a teacher.
all
And,
right.
and yeah, and you said maybe I'm going to sleep with another teacher. What if the fake teacher meet the real teacher? What going to happen?
No, nobody will test whether you are a teacher, right? I
Okay.
mean, the teachers is a teacher. Of course, you don't have to. I mean, I don't think that people going to ask you more about teachers.
I see.
Uh,
And the teachers also not going to involve any activity with them,
No,
right? I
no, no, no,
see.
no.
I
They
see.
probably will hold some luncheon or break or tea time with the teachers, because
I
this
see.
this event will be sponsored by some of the third party.
I see.
They might, like, a teacher is encouraged to join certain activity, but it's entirely up to you. They don't,
Okay.
European are very chill. They don't force you, not like you must go this and that. No,
I see.
they're
Because
very chill.
I see the photo you shared earlier. There are so many adults joining children the activity. So I'm thinking whether are they teachers? Okay. Thank you. I'm
No,
clear now.
not really. Honestly speaking,
Mm-hmm.
um, if you talk about teachers, yes, like in Europe, the European who come, usually they are teachers who bring the kids there. Okay, and I would say majority of the countries, especially Malaysia, I don't. Maybe you have one or two teachers there, but because it's costly. So usually it's parents.
Oh, I see. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gan.
Yeah, welcome. Okay. Any more questions? If not, I will
Uh,
proceed. Mm.
What's the starting point?
Hi. Sorry.
First? Hi, sorry. Can I just ask if parents are accompanying the children and we decide to book somewhere else, is that possible? Or must the child join and stay with the Hippo provided accommodation?
What is the reason why
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
fine.
want your kids to join them?
Not that. I mean, in terms of age, because we are in the little hippo category, I think still quite young. So not so sure whether or not, he'll be able to join.
Okay.
So yeah, just a question for us to consider. Yeah.
In fact, you could. Of course, nobody stop you from doing that. Like, okay, I know there are some parents will register the kids. Of course, you must stay there. I would say, okay, when you register, you have to register to stay there, because if you don't stay there, the Hippo will charge you extra. Why? Because they will charge you extra to cover insurance, etc. So whether you like it or not, you must register as to stay in the hotel. But after that, whether your child sleep there or not, that is another question. You don't come back, nobody will look for you. Okay, so
Oh,
it means you can bring your kids out and you don't let them stay in the hotel. But the thing is, it will not be good for the roommate. The roommate may end up one person sleeping, or but usually for this type of age group, they will allow I mean, they will have four of them in one room, so it is still okay. I mean, that is a way that you can do, but you still register to stay there, and then of course you can stay somewhere else, up to you. Nobody gonna ask you.
okay, understand. Thanks.
Okay, so I will proceed to the next slide. Okay, I just show you a few examples, from what I have. It is like, for speaking, generally is they want to see how you speak, okay, how you answer the questions. That is generally how the CFR level determine your level English. For example, if you are very very basic level, people ask you, tell me about your house. Okay, you will say big, small. Okay, so that is the way you can answer. Or tell me about your house. Big, that is basically a very basic. Okay, or you say, tell me about your house. I have a big house, for example. That is another level of English. Or tell me about your house. I have a big house, and my house come with a swimming pool, a big garden kind of thing. So the more you elaborate, the higher level of CFR that you you have. Okay, that is how the what I call the invigilator, the examiner will determine your marks of how you answer your questions. So generally, the if you can expand your answers, then you get a higher mark. All right. Like uh, you can see that usually they will have two candidates together, and the examiner will ask one and then get some question, they get some answer, they ask the second one, kind of thing. So it is a very relaxed atmosphere, but of course, make sure that your kids expand the answers, rather than just use a single words, or just a straight answer. All right. Okay. Uh, the use of English. Typically, use of English is open-ended questions. Okay, open-ended, not objective. But of course, when you do the use of English in the preliminary round, is ABC, the objective. So it's easier. But when you come to the final, the use of English is always it's open-ended. That is why I say it is difficult. It is difficult because it can be, the answer can be this and that, and um, and generally a lot of kids are very weak when it comes to that kind of open-ended uh, questions. To improve, in fact, I would always encourage you to read more. Say, encourage your kids to read. If you ask me how to prepare youth of English, I don't think there is any particular way to prepare. Okay, there's no particular way. I mean, I can give you 1,000 questions. You can do 1,000 questions, but doesn't mean you can improve. The best way is to read more. Pick up the book and read. If you can read every day, I'm sure that you will familiar with how certain sentence structure or what kind of words that you can fill in the blank. Okay, that is, I believe, is the probably the only way. So get them to read more. Now, at the end of the day, if they start to read, they prepare this, they start to read. The end result, your kids will improve their English proficiency. You see, that is a whole thing about this competition. You know, it is not through the competition you learn the English. It is through the preparation. You know, you improve the English, and that is what, as a parents, what we want to see uh, our kids improve, right? All right, this is another use of English samples. Okay. Of course, if you want to know more about those question paper, you can always do some search and go to our website and go to Hippo website. You probably will find some. And they also have e-store in the Hippo website that you can buy some of the exercises that they prepare. All right. Now, I will share with you the prices for last year. In fact, I don't know about prices for this year. They won't tell you until when it closer to the World Final. So last year they actually give away. Okay, each candidate who attend the World Final, you will get a certificate. Okay. You will get another internationally recognized certificate if you score more than 55%. Generally, everyone can score more than 55%, generally. Okay. Because if you can reach to that round, means you are really good. You are not, very low level. So and there are some sponsors. Remember, just now I mentioned to you, there are sponsors. They are like Bucksmore is always a sponsor. They will sponsor a 1 week summer camp or 1 week camp to be given to the participants for the certain level. Like last year, Hippo 1, 2, 3 winner will get the 1 week summer camp in UK where it's all inclusive, except the airfare. I would say except the airfare means once you reach the airport, they will have someone pick up your kids to the college, and they will take care of everything from their tuition, their activity, meal, accommodations, transport, everything covered. Then until you leave. So that is what they will offer. And certain level, you have another sponsor like Miso. Miso will offer 6 months of online diploma course that the student can obtain a higher diploma from the university. Okay, so etc. etc. But as I said, this was the last year. It's not this year. And to win in Hippo 1, 2, and 3, it is not easy because you will probably see a lot of them are very, very good. So to be the winners is not so easy. So the best is prepare them. Okay, if you really want to be the winner. Okay, if you want to join, what to prepare. Of course, from my previous experience, I know that you can request for sponsor. For example, some MP or the PIBG or even the state representative or even yayasan from the Sultan Permaisuri in your state, they probably will support you because Hippo is quite I would say quite known to a lot of people now. If I'm not mistaken, I know the Yayasan Johor, Yayasan Sultan Permaisuri Johor will sponsor 10,000 if if you make it to the World Final. I remember last year, the Yayasan from Kedah also related to the Sultan Permaisuri. They will sponsor. So the best is work with your school. The school might have all this contact. They may even willing to get the MP of your area to even sponsor your kids. These are the things that you can prepare. Start to find sponsor if you need sponsor. All right. Um, of course, you need passport and you need the air ticket. I will show you the route, what you can do, to travel to RCC later. But these are the things you can prepare. Of course, for visa, you don't need visa if you are Malaysian. Malaysians still don't need visa at this moment, so you can just pack your bag and go. Okay. Now, for teacher, I believe we have some teachers joining this, and you are not compulsory to join. Of course, Hippo. If you go to Hippo website, you read their vision or their missions, you will notice that they actually want to create a network of a student teacher, for this style activity. But for here, because there are a lot of complication, like teacher have to take leave, teacher have to get school approval or even MOE approval. Is becoming very complicated. But of course, Hippo always welcome a teacher to join, and that's why they provide you a free accommodation. Okay. Okay. I believe teachers, if teachers are here, you will know how to get approval because they need a kertas kerja. You get a support from the schools, etc. I will leave that to you. And definitely for us, we don't know what you need because there is a between KPM or JPN or PPD and with and school with you. We will also submit the approval for this World Final from KPN soon. In fact, I was quite busy last few days. I have not had time to uh, apply yet, so I'm going to try to apply within these few days. Okay, what is next? Hippo, as I mentioned just now, I mentioned earlier, Hippo will release the final document soon, maybe end of July. So they will issue you an invitation letter. They will, they will let you log into a website to register if you want to join. And of course, now it's a bit earlier. Of course, that's where you can start to think whether you want to join, because when they start to release the document, you might have to decide within 2 to 4 weeks and to submit the document to Hippo, like your passport copy, or if you don't have, no problem, you can submit later and do the declaration, etc., etc. All right. So it is quite a simple. If you want to join, you join because you are invited. You're already under their reserve list. You don't need anything. It's quite simple. You just fill in a few form. Don't, they will let you in. Okay. And of course, as a teacher, you must also register. If parents want to be as a teacher, you also register as a teacher. Of course, don't go and tell them I'm the parents. Okay, don't tell them about your parents. If you tell them your parents, most likely they will reject you, right? Now, good thing. In fact, we actually we contribute to this fund. Okay, for every dollar that you pay as a registration fee, we actually contribute some money to this fund. So we decided to help Hippo to form this fund called Hippo for Equity Grant, where this fund is to for those who are maybe under B40 or not from a wealthy family. You can actually apply the grant from Hippo. And last year I understand that not many apply because I think not many people know, but this year I want to let you know earlier. At least you can consider if you really need sponsor. But the thing is, of course, if you are not from a low socioeconomic background, please do not apply, because give a chance to those who really are not from a wealthy family. All right. They will go through once, if they believe that you are from this background, they will ask a few documents to prove that you are from a low social economic background. Okay. Now, you can go to their website. In fact, if you want, just go to their website to apply. All right. Okay, so just now I mentioned to you that I'm going to probably tell you a little bit more what are the routes that you can travel to Assisi. You can see that in the middle here. This is Assisi. Okay, this is Assisi. And you know Italy is a very long like a peninsula. So it's very beautiful. Actually, Italy is a very, very beautiful country. You know, every year I will spend about 2 weeks in Italy. So now I'm quite familiar with Italy. The only place that I have not been to in Italy is Sicily, which is the southern part of the Italy. But I've been through probably everywhere. Now, for the flight, you can consider coming to Rome. Okay, reach Rome and go to Assisi and depart back to KL from Rome. Okay, this is the probably the straightforward flight. But of course, if you are coming all the way, you take 15 hours of flight. You might want to spend a few more days. You can actually consider other destination. For example, if you can arrive at Rome, maybe spend 1 day in Rome, okay, and then go to Assisi, and then you can actually visit other city and leave Italy from Venice, for example, okay, or leave Italy from Milan, or you can arrive in Venice, go to Assisi and then leave, uh, Italy from Milan. In fact, if you look at the Middle East or Turkish airline, Qatar, Etihad, Emirates, all these they have a pretty well connected to all these big city. You will not find that the flight ticket will be more expensive if you don't leave from the same city. In fact, the flight ticket will be even cheaper sometimes. From my experience, arriving and depart from Rome is always more expensive. If you arrive Venice or Milan, typically it's cheaper. Okay, it's cheaper. Um, so I would suggest that if you're really keen, you plan to go there, you can actually start to explore the tickets prices from all these airline. Now, I last year we have some parents actually fly through maybe the Southern China airline. They fly to Guangzhou and then from Guangzhou come to Rome. One I heard one of the parents actually not lost, doesn't get her luggage on time, because sometimes because you have to do transit, there's no direct flight from Malaysia to Rome. It used to have, I think about 20 years ago, I used to fly to Rome directly from KL, but they don't have a direct flight anymore. So you have to take the transit flight. Okay, so depending where you want to transit, like for my personal preference, I would always like to transit in Middle East. Why? Because you will take about 5-6 hour flight, you reach Middle East, then you wait for 1-2 hours, then from Middle East, you fly to Italy another 5-6 hours or 6 hours, 7 hours, which is not too long in the flight. Okay, if you take Turkish airline, you will fly maybe 9 hours to Istanbul and then another 2 hours to Italy. But maybe 9-10 hours is a bit too long. So my personal preference, I always like to fly to either Abu Dhabi or Dubai or Doha. Which I felt that it's just in the middle. Of course, if you want cheaper flight, you can always consider flying to maybe Guangzhou, or from Guangzhou to Rome, which probably cheaper, or even through Singapore Airline. Sometimes they do have cheaper flight, but of course it's up to you. Okay, somehow you have to transit somewhere, and make sure that you have a transit time of more than 1.5 hour. Okay, anything less than 1 hour is very, very dangerous. You might not get your luggage when you reach Italy. Okay. I will stop here at the moment. Anyone have question about how to reach there? Oh, I forgot to mention here. Like here from Rome to Assisi is about 2 hours. From Florence to Assisi about 2 hours as well by train. Okay, from Venice to Florence another 2 hours. Okay, to Milan is about 3 hours. So of course, I will show you if you really plan to spend a few more days in Italy. I will show you where you can go later. Okay. Here, regarding the flight, any question you have? Okay, looks like no question. Good. Now, you of course you need to pre-book your train. If you already book your flight, it is good to pre-book your train. You see, the train ticket in Italy is like AirAsia those days. The earlier you book, the cheaper it become. But of course, if you try to book one day or you just walk in when you arrive Rome and then you buy ticket, usually it is slightly more expensive. Um, so if you can book earlier, better. All right. There's a bus option called FlexiBus. It's a cheaper options that you can consider as well. Definitely, you have to get a train or bus, or you can rent a car if you are familiar with left-hand drive. Then you can get a car from the airport. It is definitely very beautiful drive to Assisi because you're going through the Tuscany area. For accommodation, I think I mentioned earlier that maybe you can use a Google Map to search what are the accommodations available around there, and maybe you can find some good place to stay. All right. uh, and of course, Italy is always expensive. Italy accommodation is one of the most expensive. Italy or France is always quite expensive. And of course, you can also, if for example, you want to have some local tour, I would suggest you go to a website called getyourguide.com. Okay. I always like Get Your Guide. It's because you will pay in ringgit, and then if you can cancel the tour anytime, if you change your mind. Okay. I'm going to explain to you a little bit the whole area of the Italy. But before I move on to this, any questions related to the World Final? Because the next slide onwards, there's no more World Final.
Yeah, evening, Mr. Gan.
Hi, hi.
Hi, I'm Najwa. So I have a few questions.
Mm,
I'm a teacher,
yeah,
and regarding the World Final, you said earlier that one participant, one teacher can
yes,
accompany them, right? So
yeah,
for my school, we have three
yes, really.
participants, so I can bring two more teachers, right?
Yes, correct.
And all three of us can stay at the hotel
Yes,
together
correct.
with our participants.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay, then if their family members want to join, they have to book another
Yes,
accommodation, right?
yes,
Okay.
correct.
And then for the final event can the parents join the award ceremony?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
From my experience,
Mm-hmm.
the hall is they can accommodate up to 1,000 or 1,200. So it's a very big hall. It's a big theater, and parents are welcome to join.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And then for the meals, everything halal?
Okay. Um, there is no pork, definitely.
Okay.
But I don't think you can find halal food in Europe, or you can find halal food in Italy. there is no halal sign, generally, uh, uh, put it that way, it's a bit sensitive. Just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't think they will prepare halal. They will prepare
Okay.
halal, or they will, if I'm not mistaken, the last year, they don't serve pork. Okay, they serve
Okay.
fish, they serve chicken. Don't forget, there are also a lot of Muslim will join this event. They are from Middle East, they are from Egypt, they are from Saudi Arabia, etc., etc. So generally, there are quite a lot of Muslim there. If I'm not mistaken, they don't serve pork.
Okay.
Okay, but they
But
do
for
have a
us,
wine. They do have a wine. Means
okay.
during the dinner table, they will put a few bottle of wine, because this is Italian way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So uh, you have to
Yeah,
judge
that
yourself.
if that is the way, is it possible if we could find other way for us to get meals, because I don't think it's convenient for us, because halal is not just no pork or no
Yeah, yeah,
wine.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said uh, I think you can find some Middle East food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can find some Middle East food. If I'm not mistaken. But it may not be kind of a lot of variety,
Okay, okay, sure, sure.
I if I know some Muslim family, they might even rent the Airbnb and they cook
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
Yeah. And then
uh,
vegetarian, they don't provide vegetarian food.
uh I mean there are plenty of food around the hotel, to be honest. Plenty. I mean that hotel itself is there's a lot of restaurant around there. But personally, I didn't go and explore. Even last year, we have quite a number of Muslim,
Mhm.
family travel there. But I didn't hear any complaint. So
Yeah.
they probably can find food as well.
Okay.
Mm.
One more thing is about the you also mentioned about the insurance. So all the students and participants there are covered with insurance?
Okay, when we say insurance, you see in Italy, if you stay in the hotel, they have
Yeah.
to cover you with insurance in the hotel. Okay, so basically,
Okay.
like if you join the World Final,
Mm-hmm.
whatever happened to the kids in the hotel, it will be
Mm-hmm.
covered. But of course, not outside.
Okay.
You will
Understood.
you will you will still encourage to buy maybe Ethica insurance, travel insurance. I think that is something that you should purchase.
Okay.
Mm.
And one more thing, can you provide formal letters, I mean, with the names of the participants and teachers, so that we can ask for the approval letter by the JPN?
Okay. You see, because I'm not an organizer, and I don't think that I can, but I can ask them. Okay, as I said, they will issue the invitation letter.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can ask them to, if you can get it earlier. That is an
Mm-hmm.
invitation letter you can use, you know,
Yeah.
to apply.
Okay.
Mm.
Sure. And one last thing is about can you suggest phone coverage, what company or like internet for the trip there?
Sorry again. What? I
The phone, I think what
Oh,
should we do about, yeah,
you
this
mean
is,
the data?
yeah, the data, yes.
Okay. Just go and buy eSIM from Lazada.
From?
From Lazada, you buy. I mean Lazada or Shopee. You buy
Oh, you
eSIM.
mean
Just to get a SIM
easy.
card. Just get a SIM card. It's cheaper.
Okay,
Maybe
okay,
about
sure.
70 ringgit, or 50, 80, or about 100 ringgit. You get a lot of you get a lot of gigabyte of data. Don't worry. Now it's very common. Or
Yeah.
eSIM.
Okay, that's clear. Thank you so
Mm.
much, Mr.
You're
Gan.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any more questions?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm actually a student, and
Mm.
um, will a letter be issued directly to the school or like through us students?
No, we don't issue the letter to school. It's just an invitation letter from people that put your name there.
Yeah.
That is a letter they will issue.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? All right.
Yeah, basically, I just want to the letter just now, because earlier you said we will get it around July.
Mm,
For me, it's too late because I also need that letter to for sponsor and other things as well. If you can get it by June.
okay. I
Thank you so
will
much.
send them a message today to
Thank you.
see they can I think it's not a problem. I think it's not a problem. All right. Okay, no problem. I will try. You will get it earlier. Okay. Any more questions? Wow, that's
Mr.
good.
Gan, for the
Mm,
little hippo category, right? I noticed that you shared the prices for last year. Of course, I know it's last year's one. But when you mean hippo one, two, three, you actually mean the category, right? So it appears that there isn't any for little hippo or even
yes.
baby hippo, right?
Yes, usually you see under CEFR, actually primary school generally is not fall under any particular category. It's just too early category. That's why for baby hippo and little hippo, I doubt you will get any particular prizes.
Okay, so it will be just a certificate if you
Yeah,
meet the
experience lah,
55%
experience.
and the experience, right?
All right,
Okay.
all right. Even though you talk about the prices, you probably like, just one per category, Uh,
Is it like I saw some previous video, is it one price first, second, and third or something like that for
no,
each
no.
category?
Okay. Of course, they will announce who is number one, who is number two, who is number three on stage. But the winners means number one, the winner of Hippo One, maybe you will get the sponsor from Bucksmore, for example, or the number one of Hippo Two will get the prizes from Bucksmore. That is a sponsored,
Understand.
it's a sponsored prizes. So you can see that as a sponsor, I decide what category of student I want, you know. Because typically they want older student because they probably want to promote their program, etc., etc. And
Okay,
even
thank you.
for the summer camp, they don't accept baby hippo and little hippo level because they are too young. They're too young, and I don't think they want to babysit too young students.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Any more questions about the World Final? Okay. Now we're going to be a bit of fun part to show you Assisi. So this is Assisi. Um, so Assisi is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In fact, it is the we call a holy city. It's a beautiful, well preserved medieval towns and even last year they have some, this medieval band performing as a welcome ceremony, which is very fun. Okay, and it's a city that a lot of people would like to visit. It's quite a famous city. Okay, you can Google a little bit what is this Assisi town. But of course, we are not staying in the old town. Okay, we are actually staying about 15 minutes from the old town. It is a new town. Okay, it's a new town. But you can always take a bus to this old town and pay a visit, walk around there. Okay, now of course I mentioned to you earlier that you can reach Rome. I think everybody know Rome. If you watch Mission Impossible or I think the latest movie, I think is it Mission Impossible, I can't remember. Is a Rome. You will see very familiar scene from the movie. Okay. They are, I mean, I don't have to explain where's Rome. You will see a lot of stone structures, architecture, museum, square, Vatican City. The latest, you know, that this Pope, passed away in the Vatican City. So you can, there's a place that you can visit. Um, that's why if you have not been to Italy, I guess Rome is the first city that you must spend some time, at least 1 day or 1.5 day. And of course, our plan is also after Assisi, we will go to Rome and visit the Malaysia embassy. You may want to spend 1 night in Rome. At least you can visit a few places in Rome. Okay. Florence, if you remember the map, Florence, I will show you the. So Assisi is here, Rome is here, Florence is here. So Florence is it's a beautiful old town. People say it's a romantic town. Very beautiful architecture. But it's very busy as well. It's very busy, very famous. Town busy. It's museum again. Square, churches, etc., etc. So it's you can Google a bit to understand Florence. For example, if you really want to spend, maybe you spend 1 day there is more than enough. It's a very small town. You just walk around 1 day, you can finish walking the whole town. And Venice, I go back to the map again. Venice is here. Okay, Assisi is here, Rome is here, Florence is here. This Venice is a bit far, but I think you know Venice very well. Everybody like to visit the canal, and very special town that many want to visit, which probably you spend 1 day to visit Venice as well. Tuscany, I think you heard I mentioned Tuscany before. Basically, this is Tuscany. There's a lot of winery in Italy. It is very beautiful. If you drive, or you book a 1 day tour to Tuscany, they will bring you around to visit. So it is something like this. Okay, I drove before. Okay, it's a very long distance drive, but it's very beautiful Tuscany area. Okay. Of course, this is not everybody know. Pronounced as Sinitera. Okay, Sinitera is a fisherman village. So in Italy, you see a lot of cliff like this in the whole of Italy on the western side. Like if you heard of Sorrento or um, the what they call Positano, you basically see a very beautiful cliff with colorful buildings. So Siniterra is a fish. It is a fisherman village. They're formed by a couple of fishermen village where each of them have a very small town, but it's very very beautiful. You can see the scenery. So Siniterra is here. Okay, Siniterra is here. But of course, not to go there, you need to go there by train. You can see this called Pisa. I believe everybody know Pisa, the slanting tower of in Italy, Pisa. So Pisa is here, Florence is here, and Svizzera is here. Okay, so it's a town. If you have time, you should visit this place as well. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. And I just give you a little bit of introduction to Italy, and of course, if you have more times, since you travel all the way, take some leave and spend a bit of time to visit the beautiful Italy. Okay, that is all I can share with you. And I welcome you to the World Final in Italy. And thank you. Any questions you want to ask before we close this?
Mr. Gan,
Hi, Miss.
Hi.
sorry. Mr. Gan, if we have another question, maybe we can also post in the group later.
Yeah, of course, of course. But or you can ask now, or you don't have a question at the moment, right?
Yeah, at the moment I don't have one.
No worry, no worry. You can always use the group and to communicate. I will keep the group open. Any questions, you just post it there.
All right, thank you.
All right. And anyone have anything you want to share, you're welcome to share. I think we support each other. Many of you probably it's the first time to Italy. I think they will use the group to support each other. And the important part is if you decided to go, get your air ticket first because if I'm not mistaken, the air ticket now is still quite cheap. Okay, it's still quite cheap. But you know that when you near to the date is going to be getting more and more expensive. All right. So once you get your ticket, then you can plan what you want to do. All right. All right.
Mr. Gan,
Yeah.
is there any live streaming of the examination?
No, there's no live streaming.
No. So the exam is in
It's closed door.
rooms where closed door. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course. They don't have a
Teachers also not allowed?
no, no, no. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing much you can see. It's just papers. You sit down and do the paper. Bye bye.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Khan. You
Hi.
did mention they will be organizing some activities, right, for the participants.
Yeah.
That will be after all the scheduled exam, or is
No,
it
no. It is in the middle. For example, because you will. I mean, if you are there, you will see the kids. Like some kids will take the exam. Some kids will free outside. There will be always have some kids have nothing to do there, and they all can always join the ongoing activity.
okay? Another question is on the last day upon checkout. So then, if you get to go to the embassy, then everybody will go to the embassy in Rome, is it?
Of course, it is optional because if
Okay.
you already plan your trip earlier or whatever, then you can choose not to go. I mean, it's nothing much there. It's just like we will take a photo with the ambassador. It is optional.
So,
But I don't know whether they will entertain us this year. But I will write to them soon.
but is it like an annual event thing that you do, or is it only
Uh, yeah, yeah. In fact, yes, we have been doing this for the last 2 years.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm flying out from Venice, then of course this is not, it's too far, so then we can just opt out from this, correct?
Oh, yes, correct, correct.
All
But
right. Okay.
that's why I said you can choose the route. For example, you can leave or room later, kind of thing.
Okay.
But
So
but
how about,
definitely it's not a compulsory.
okay, and the mode of transportation within Assisi itself is a bus, you said.
Honestly, I think bus is the probably cheapest options
Okay.
because
Do
you
they,
know that taxi is expensive. Uber is expensive.
how about do they still follow cash system, or is it going on e-wallet?
Uh, Actually, Italy is still, I mean, or the whole Europe are still quite behind time. I mean, we are very advanced. We use e-wallet, etc., etc. But in Europe, definitely credit card. So you
Okay.
just need a credit card. Important. Um, for example, maybe I share with you my experience. If you use your ordinary credit card, nowadays bank charge charges are quite high. The conversion rate are quite high. In fact, there are options you can do now. I know that Maybank, now Maybank have this thing called global account. Means in your MAE, I believe everybody have MAE now. In your MAE, you can open the global account, and you can actually pre-convert the euro. Okay, pre-convert the euro at a very, very attractive rate, even better than what they call the current exchange outside. You can pre-convert, means after you pre-convert, then you have a euro in your global account. Then you can use your debit card that Maybank sent to you, and you can pay using that card, and they will deduct from the euro account. Okay, which I find that the rate is pretty good, probably the best. And another card that you can try out is called Wise Card. Okay, Wise, WISE. You can Google and see. So Wise Card started quite a few years back, where you can also same thing, you can convert to the euro before. For example, now the rate is very good. Now the euro rate is very good, like 4.83. A few days earlier, 4.7 plus. I think the forecast is they might even go down to 4.6. It used to be 5. Okay, so that means when you see the euro at a very reasonable rate, you can convert first. Okay, you can convert some money. The global account, you can convert to euro and tuck there. And when you travel there, then you can use your euro. Okay, that is the way. If you really want to save some money, that's what you do. Because I know that if you use credit card, it's expensive.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gan.
You're welcome. All right. Okay. Any more questions before we say bye-bye? And maybe before we say bye-bye, and I just ask a quick questions. What is the chances that you will be joining? Maybe you can put in the chat there. If you are, the chances I'm joining means 100%. If I'm not joining, 0%. If I'm half, maybe 50%. Maybe I can find out, if you are going. Oh, we saw 100% going. All right. Wow, there's a lot of 100%. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. As I say, this is a very good exposure, and so far, that even we have last year we have a participant make it to World Final for the second time, and they actually went there for second time. It is a very a good experience for kids, especially. All right, and thank you for your time. And any question you can post in the group. I will try my best to answer. And anything you need, you can just post it in the group. All right. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Gan. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Go to